Hello, Blythe, Evie, Joe, Jack, Callum, Cadence, Lucy, Orion, and anyone else who's listening. Welcome to Story Time. Today we're reading a special story. The story is Amara Visits the Dolphin Kingdom, written and illustrated by Sheila Michael. This is a story that I made up for Amara when she was just 3 years old, when we were playing on the beach at Illawarra. And I've remembered it ever since because when Amara was little, she would ask me to tell it to her a lot. So I decided to write it down and illustrate it. So it's dedicated to Amara, my lady of leisure. You encouraged wonderful storytelling as a child and always brought out the best in me. Thank you for sharing so many adventures with me throughout the years. I love you, Sheila. So, the story begins. Once there was a little girl named Amara who lived on the panhandle of the Gulf Coast of Florida. Her grandparents lived on a cliff overlooking a bay not far from her, so she often went to visit with her mom, Mary Alda. When she visited her grandparents, she spent lots of time playing with her Aunt Sheila, who was just 15 years older than her. They would pack a picnic lunch and lots of sunscreen and walk down the 50 steps on the side of the cliff to the dock and the beach. They would swim, fish, play with hermit crabs, look for sand dollars, and watch the sandpipers run back and forth from the edge of the water. Grandmother and Granddaddy's dog, Gypsy, would come with them and play in the water and sand, and a lot of times sleep. Sometimes they would play under the dock, especially when the sun was very bright. Their favorite thing to do was build sand castles decorated with sea oats and driftwood they found on the beach, along with rocks, shells, sand dollars, and seaweed they found in the water. Sometimes they would dig tunnels under the sand until they met each other's hands in the middle. They would touch hands and shout, "I got you!" and laugh hard. So one day they were doing that when Amara heard someone calling her name from the water. She looked out, and all she could see was a dolphin jumping out of the water at the end of the dock. Amara ran to the end of the dock and said, "Are you calling me?" "Yes," said the dolphin. "We thought you could speak, Dolphin. We've been watching you play on the beach, and the princess of our kingdom would like you to come spend the day with her, have lunch, and spend the afternoon dancing and playing games." Amara sat down and asked, "How do you know my name? And how can I visit the Dolphin Kingdom if I am human?" "Well," said the dolphin, "we know your name because we have watched you playing on the beach and heard people calling you. And you'll be able to visit the Dolphin Kingdom because you'll be able to hold your breath like me and come up for air the same as I do as long as you are with me. It is a dolphin magic very few people know about." Amara looked over her shoulder at Sheila, and Sheila said, "Go, have fun. I'll wait for you here. Just be back before sunset." "My name is Van Brunt," said the dolphin. "It won't take us long to get to the palace. Hop on." Amara did, and Van Brunt took her through the water of the Gulf of Mexico to the Dolphin Kingdom. She passed the most amazing sea plants and animals. They passed beautiful coral, many different green plants, sand dollars, shells, fish, starfish, octopus, and jellyfish. Amara asked if the jellyfish might sting her. "Not when you're in the dolphin world," answered Van Brunt. "You call them man of war. We call them man of peace." "Wow," said Amara. "That is so amazing." Amara was fascinated and loving every minute of the adventure when all of a sudden Van Brunt shouted out, "There it is! The Dolphin Kingdom Castle!" The castle was in a beautiful canyon surrounded by shells, coral, fish, starfish, sand dollars, and sea plants. It was the most amazing place she had ever seen. Amara could hardly believe it. There was even a gorgeous pearl and an oyster shell right by the entrance. Amara felt like she was in a dream, and she was so happy she was there. She was very excited to meet the princess so the two of them could become friends. And just as she thought that, the door to the castle swung open, and the queen and the princess were welcoming her into the castle. "Hello," said the princess. "I am Alda, and I am so excited you have come to visit. I have been looking forward to meeting you, Amara." "Alda is my mother's middle name," said Amara. "I have never known anyone else with that name." "Well, then we must be meant to be friends," said Alda. And she welcomed Amara inside the castle for a delicious seaweed lunch. After lunch, they went outside the castle and danced and played with all the creatures of the Gulf of Mexico. Amara and Alda had so much fun, the time went by much too quickly. They could have played for 3 days straight, but Van Brunt reminded Amara she had to be home before sunset. So they promised they would get together again very soon and hugged each other goodbye. Sheila was sitting on the beach waiting and watching the sun get lower in the sky when all of a sudden Amara and Van Brunt popped to the surface of the water right at the horizon. Amara looked so happy. Sheila couldn't wait to hear all about her day with the dolphins. "Goodbye, Van Brunt," shouted Amara as her new friend swam away. "Thank you for a wonderful day. I can hardly wait to visit again." Amara stood in the water, holding a starfish and waving a large branch of seaweed as Van Brunt swam back to the Dolphin Kingdom. The fish swam and jumped, the crabs played, and the seagulls flew overhead as Amara called out, "Please say thank you to Alda again for me. This was the best day ever. Thank her for the beautiful pearl necklace and the coral bracelets. I will treasure them, and I will bring treasures from my home to share the next time we meet." Then she turned to Sheila and said, "I have so much to tell you." The end. I hope you liked that story. I had fun writing it, and I really had fun illustrating it. It took me a while, but I did it. So I hope you liked it. Keep taking good care of yourselves, keep loving on each other, and always love yourself exactly as you are, because each one of you is so wonderful. And never forget, I love each one of you to the moon and back. We'll be back together for story time tomorrow when we hear another story. Bye-bye.